29-21, the Florida Gators knock off the Texas Longhorns. Dan, you called this one.
I
You
did.
picked this. How did we feel? Did
I
the
don't
game
remember
go
if
the
I
way
picked-
expected?
I don't know if I picked Texas to lose this game. I forget my, outcome pick, but yeah, this fell under my rubric of quality defense at home as a dog in a tough place to play. How do I feel about this game? Texas is just okay, right? That
No.
Texas measures itself the way that they've been built against the best of the sport. And the best of Arch Manning appears to be very good. You don't see it all that often. Very hard to see it behind this offensive line with an almost non-existent run game. Did the running backs finish with under 15 or 20 yards in this game?
No.
I don't know if you have it in front of you.
I don't have it in front of me, no. But yeah.
I think the running backs did. There were, his touchdown throw to Ryan Wingo was outstanding, deep over the middle. His deeper throws that aren't intercepted are great. But along the lines of scrimmage in this game, both lines of scrimmage, Texas was completely outclassed. They did not belong on the field. They got pushed around in the run game when Florida had the ball, and they were not able to figure out the Florida pass rush when they themselves had the ball. Texas is a mess. Like I say, in the present tense, Penn State is a mess. Texas is a mess because Arch has been there for 3 years now. There's a lot of players who are new, are young. It's a new offensive line. This wasn't a unit that Sark went after guys in the portal to bolster and help, and it shows. I don't know how much it would have been improved today. Couldn't have been much worse. And so I came away from this game thinking, I'm not sure Arch Manning knows how to read an SEC defense.
Right.
Like just throwing into double coverage, making mistakes. There were times where I felt like his footwork in the pocket was extraordinary, like that he felt at such ease. And there were times where I felt like he didn't know where the pressure was coming from. And so Texas just struggled in every phase against Florida. And I've spilled too much audio ink on Texas specifically because Florida looked good.
Yeah. They did.
Florida looked good, man. They felt
did.
inspired. You talk about a freshman receiver in Malachi Toney who's popping off. Dallas Wilson made his season debut. Long-time Oregon commit.
Yeah,
Dallas
your
Wilson
boy.
signed with Oregon and then decided to switch things over and dealing with stuff behind the scenes, and it's all understandable and defensible.
He looked like an NFL receiver.
He bodied Texas DBs. He looked real good. And so where he transfers after Billy Napier gets fired, who's to say? Ty, who is to say?
Jed Fish will make sure that he and DJ Lagway stay there as a tandem.
Buddy, Florida looks like this the rest of the season. We don't know how good Texas is, but who knows what Florida looks like. They looked better. DJ Lagway looked more comfortable. He knew he had more options. He knew that things were going to be easier given how successful the Florida run game was. And the Florida defense was extraordinary. The Florida defense looked like a very good defense should look against a discombobulated offense like Texas is. What did you come away thinking?
This was just night and day.
Yeah.
We talk often on this show, especially when we're dealing with a school like Florida that has fallen on some hard times early. And I think it's my line. I know it's been your line in the past where you can't always expect these teams to just sort of switch it on.
Right.
Switch it on against a better opponent and a good defense, even if it's at home. That's sometimes a bridge too far. Florida switched it on. They switched it on. That's sort of what happened here. DJ Lagway, as you said, was much better. The defense, which has not gotten pressure at all this season, sacked Arch Manning 6 times. It felt like Florida was the physically dominant team. They had 10 more minutes of possession. And, finally getting Dallas Wilson back was a huge coup in the passing game. Gave them a true wide receiver 1, or at least for this game, a wide receiver 1. He went off for 6 and 111 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Talk about an instant impact. That was a big deal. A really big deal getting him back. So I credit Florida for finding some way to circle the wagons, get organized enough to beat I still think a pretty good Texas team, but a Texas team with flaws. They're flawed.
I agree. Trey Wisner, 8 carries for 11 yards. He was their leading running back rusher in this game. And so
they had 2 yards carry.
Yeah.
2 yards a carry as a rushing entity, the Texas Longhorns. And so it was all on Arch Manning. And like you said, the best of Arch is a beautiful 38-yard touchdown pass to Ryan Wingo.
Mm-hmm.
The worst of Arch doesn't recognize the pressure. Shot puts the ball out there, has funky mechanics, forces passes sometimes into traffic. I was watching Arch. I was thinking there's a little bit of Drew Aller in this game, which is not a great comparison or compliment, I guess, but
right.
I think probably a fair comparison. And to that point, there's a little bit of Penn State and Texas. I just keep waiting for them to pop into the next gear. I don't know if we've seen it yet. I don't know if we ever will.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's all correct what you've said. I go back to the fact that this is his third year in the system. That by now, if you are struggling to look comfortable consistently at home, on the road, whatever, you've been through this, the film study that he's been through, the practices that he's been through, the game experience that he's had, and he just kind of seems like he is what he is. And now you can use the lesson of any of these teams, of UCLA, of Florida, whatever, that you can be in all sorts of really depressing depths as a program, as a team, and you can pull yourself out, that you can be terrible in September and improve in October and November, right? That you can treat the season like a living, breathing thing that grows and evolves and improves and grows into your fully realized self. We just haven't seen that direction from Texas yet.
We haven't.
We didn't see it against Ohio State, and we most certainly did not see it in the weeks leading up to this game against lesser, quality opponents. So I hold out hope for my own entertainment's sake that Texas improves, but it doesn't seem obvious how and where it's going to happen quickly.
My final point on Texas, and specifically Arch Manning.
Yeah.
Did you happen to catch down the stretch, Arch's helmet gets ripped off on a play, he has to sit out?
Oh, the backup who came in?
Matthew Caldwell comes in and immediately rips a post 26 yards down the field.
Yep.
The throwing motion for Matthew Caldwell compared to Arch Manning was like silky smooth. It felt like a breath of fresh air watching him throw the ball versus Arch throwing. I don't know if something's wrong with Arch. I don't know if that's the way Arch has always looked, but his mechanics as compared to his backup looked demonstrably more rickety. And I don't know, that hit me. That hit me deep in my core. Arch is still a Manning. Arch is still going to be probably, I'm sure, pretty good. But I don't know. It's just we're not necessarily getting what we bargained for here. Certainly not the people who made Arch Manning the prohibitive favorite to win the Heisman before the season. It's not going to happen this year if it's going to happen at all.